Let me talk to the husbands for a minute. Ladies, you can stick around, but this one is definitely for the husbands. I want to discuss a few things going on in these internet streets. Basically, I really want to deal with two things. And just going over what's going on in the culture today regarding relationships and marriage, particularly marriage, and what's kind of the expectations that are going around. And two things. I was watching Deep Space Nine. Forgive me, Trek fans, if I'm just getting I'm just getting into Deep Space Nine. I kind of overlooked it when it was out and fresh. Now that I'm into it, I am seeing some stuff, right? Enjoying this. I'm on the first season, literally the first season. So I literally just started. And I am on episode 7, I believe it is. And on this episode, Quark was given an opportunity to where he can, this is a lifetime negotiation, mediation type deal he's got going on. He can literally flood the Gamma Quadrant with resources and supplies that he would be mainly in charge of. And he selected a person to help him through these negotiations. Now, what Quark didn't know that the negotiations, Quark now, you guys gotta understand, Quark is a Ferengi, and Ferengis have a very old, traditional mindset when it come to women. And the reason why I'm talking about Star Trek and Deep Space Nine is because when I saw this dynamic, I was like, man, there are a lot of guys who still think this way, right? But anyway, he selects this person, didn't know she was a female, come to find out she's a female, and she's like rolling off the rules of acquisition. She knows them backwards and forwards, and he thinks she made herself up to look like a guy, but she is just rambling them off, right? And in the end, it's discovered that she's a female, and in their law, it's required that the women are naked, the women are in the house, and the women are subjugated to the men. They're subject to the men and their whims. And I thought of two things in this regard. I thought of one, men who tend to have that worldview when it comes to relationships typically are like a Ferengi. It is all about trying to assert your authority. It's trying to assert your dominance in whatever region you're in or whatever area you're in. It is, you're trying to be what they call the high value man, to where a high value man has status, but not in quality. High value men have very good quality, especially the way they treat their wives. But a high value man in terms of status, but not necessarily in terms of their character. And if you know anything about Ferengi, they don't have character when it's chosen against the prophet. The prophet makes their character. How they make money is the way their character is formed. And a lot of men, I'm just bringing it back to us, a lot of us guys have that same mindset that it's all about making money. It's all about making sure that we take care of the household. And when we say take care of the household, it's to make sure that we get what we want. We're, in some cases, we're not as concerned about what our wives want, what our wives need, unless it builds us up in status. And if it's not for the purpose of status, then why do it? And that's a horrible mindset in a marriage. It is very self-centered and very selfish. And many men today are Ferengi. They're Ferengi in relationships. And their mindset is solely focused on their marital ambition. How can I meet my goal? How can I get what I want? How can myself be aggrandized? How can I be promoted? How can she help me? How can she benefit me? It is nothing about service. It's nothing about assistance. And there's nothing about doing for others in that regard, unless it's designed all around helping you and building you up. So, gentlemen, I really want to make sure that we kind of get away from that way of thinking. that your mindset in marriage is not about you. Your marital ambition shouldn't be about what you want, what you desire, and what you need. Your focus should be on what God said this marriage is designed for. Fulfill that mission. And in that mission, God will tell you, I'm not telling you what God might tell you. He will tell you to make sure that you prioritize your wife's wants, needs, and desires. Because as a man, when we tend to the garden, we tend to all of the garden being the marriage. We tend to all that's in that marriage. And the reason why that marriage even exists is because you have a spouse. And you're tending to the main tree of life in that garden is the word of God and your spouse. That's the tree of life in your garden in marriage. It is tending to that marriage. It's tending to that wife. It is tending to your spouse. And the more that you cultivate, the more that you push, and the more that you support, and the more that you develop your wife, the more better your marriage is. The better your marriage becomes, the better your marriage is. The more fruit your marriage will bear, because you're tending to that which is the tree of life in your marriage. The word of God being put into your wife, extending the word of God through your actions, through your words, through your mindset, through your thinking, through your character, through all that God had called you to be. You are expressing his will in her life. That's your goal in this marriage. Again, this marriage is for your spouse. And I'm talking to the men, so I'm saying this marriage is for your wife. Say that, think that, believe that, and act that. Why? Because when her needs and her relational needs, her emotional needs, and the needs that God allowed in her life for you, to sharpen you, to help you become a better person, to help you become a better husband, and to help you become a better man, to help you become the man God called you to be on this planet, to prepare you for your heavenly assignment. Allow those needs to sharpen you, to make you a better tool for God to use. Gentlemen, be the husbands God called you to be. Why? Because you are the husbands God called you to be. Ladies, I did tell you to stick around, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk to you next. Gentlemen, be the husbands God called you to be. Why? Because you are the husbands God called you to be. Peace.